सर्वधर्म स्वरूपिणे अवतार वरिष्ठाय रामकृष्णाय ते नमः। श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम तत्सत्। Great. Okay, Vandana ji, hello, Raghunandan, Sonal. Sonal is in stereo in two places or something like that. Okay, no, it's one. All right, great.
No, one place.
Okay. No, it was it was there for a second in two places. I thought you were creating some new miracles, being in two places at the same time. Okay, wonderful. So one or two new people, Vips, I don't know who that is, but and Raghunandan also not
And
showing.
Vipasha.
Sorry?
Hi, Vipasha. Yeah.
Vips is, yeah,
Vipa-
hello.
Hello.
Vipashna.
Vipasha.
Hello. Your name is Vipashna. Vipasha.
No,
Okay.
Vipasha.
I thought you came with an. Okay. Great. Wonderful. Welcome. And we also have Chitra ji. Chitra Anand is a new friend from an old friend who has rediscovered. We have rediscovered each other recently. So she's from the same school that I went to, and I didn't saw her for many years at Matunga, just hello. And then suddenly found out we have a lot of common interest in music, and so in fact we did one recording yesterday of a song. She teaches music, actually, vocal music, popular music, and it was fun. We just did one recording, so I'll just share that with you. We'll pause the recording because I don't want to release it yet. So हाँ, जब भी हमें कुछ ऐसी अच्छी बेहतरीन बातें सामने आती है, when we encounter such great art, then we are full of praises, and we feel happy, and we are we are glad to encounter it. But what happens when we encounter things which are not so pleasant? That's where that's where all the challenges begin. जब भी हमें कोई बात, लोग, व्यक्ति या परिस्थिति पसंद नहीं आती, तब जब हम डगमगा जाते हैं, तब उसका क्या करें? So what is the issue with somebody else doing or saying something that you don't like? उसमें प्रॉब्लम क्या है? So one of the things we immediately jump to is a judgment of the person. This is a mean person, or this is a bad person, or a silly person, or whatever. एक judgment, हम एक क्या बोलते हैं, वर्डिक्ट फॉरन दे देते हैं, विदाउट ट्रायल, विदाउट जूरी, विदाउट एविडेंस, विदाउट जजमेंट, सीधा वर्डिक्ट. दिस पर्सन इज सच, व्हाटएवर, वो वर्डिक्ट हम दे देते हैं. तो जब हम ये वर्डिक्ट देते हैं, तो द पर्सन इज ऑलरेडी कंडेम्ड, already sentenced, and then we try to improve the situation. So we are already coming from a place, वो तो जेल में भेज ही दिया आपने ऑलरेडी मन में अपने, और फिर उसके साथ आप कुछ कॉम्प्रोमाइज या कुछ जो भी आपको चाहिए उसकी बातें करते हैं, and usually it doesn't work out the way we want. So So ever since I thought about this particular topic about judging and कैसे हम इससे बाहर निकल सकते हैं. So it's been playing on my mind since a few days. So today morning I'll just give you a very simple example. So I was at a physiotherapy center for getting treatment for my tennis elbow, playing too much tennis. So I have a little sore joint. तो वहाँ पे हम waiting area में बैठे थे, बहुत सारे लोग थे. It's kind of open area, but a lot of people were waiting. तो एक बंदा था जो फोन पे बातें कर रहा था और जोर जोर से, मतलब यहाँ से उसके गांव तक डायरेक्ट आवाज जाएगी, उतनी जोर जोर से बातें. हाँ हाँ हाँ, वो अकाउंट में से वो आप कर लो, और मैं अभी परसों आने वाला हूं. तो ऐसे जोर जोर से बड़ी बड़ी बातें हो रही थी. And people were, not so comfortable, whatever, but they didn't say anything. And my initial reaction was, oh my god, what is with this guy. कि इतना नहीं समझते कि वेटिंग रूम में सब बैठे हैं, यू कैन नॉट जस्ट इग्नोर पीपल हु इज देयर. So a little bit of and they say that when we see somebody new, हम इतने ऑटोमेटिक मोड पे होते हैं कि 15 के 20 सेकंड में तो हमारा ये बना तो ऐसा है. तो so I consciously stopped myself.
Can you repeat that,
And
Sanjivji? You got your
instead
voice
of
was broken. Your voice broke. We would
Okay. No, I said I
like to hear that again.
Okay. No, I said, so which part you heard until what?
15-20 seconds.
Somebody new.
हाँ, 15-20 सेकेंड. हाँ, 15 से 20 सेकेंड में तो हम उसके बारे में जजमेंट कर लेते हैं. सो सिमिलरली विद दिस पर्सन, जैसे बात कर रहे थे, जोर जोर से बात कर रहे थे, ऑब्वियसली लेबल स्टार्ट गेटिंग क्रिएटेड, दिस पर्सन इज व्हाटएवर. तो हो ही रहा था, बट आई कॉन्शियसली स्टॉप माई सेल्फ एंड आई सेड, लिसन, व्हाई. I applied the 2 or 3 techniques that I'm going to just share with you today. And I stopped myself. And then I didn't say anything. And then he hung up. I'll just let him finish his conversation. I didn't interrupt him. I just let it go. And then somehow he looked in my direction and I was just smiling and I was just doing like this, smiling at him, and I said this. And immediately he came up to me and said, sir, क्या बात है, क्या बात. I said, नहीं, आप थोड़ा सा जोर बड़ी आवाज में बोल रहे थे, लोग बैठे हैं ना सारे. तो he said, नहीं, you are right, आप सही कह रहे हैं. I'm very sorry, मेरा वो बैंक का कुछ चक्कर था और मैं भूल गया कि तो नहीं, ऐसा दोबारा नहीं होगा. No, don't worry. And typically when we judge and we don't stop ourselves and we have this kind of interaction with a stranger, total stranger, the usual reaction you will get is, आपका क्या लेना देना, or whatever. हाँ, ठीक है, whatever. But this guy was so apologetic and so willing to just कि ये ऐसा नहीं होगा फिर से. And it's clear to me it comes from dropping that judgment. I just saw him as another human being who is who is trying to address some situation in his life. So this is a simple example, but I think ये judging, and the person we judge the most, lot of us, not everybody has this, ये बीमारी है. We judge ourselves. हम अपने आप को भी जज करते हैं. जब भी हम खेलते हैं.
Sanjivji, you are again buffering.
Okay. Yeah, okay. I don't know what the situation. It's this phone. My internet is down. Okay. Any better now?
Yes.
Is it better? Okay, it's better. No, so I was saying that the one person that we judge, all of us or most of us judge one person a lot, almost all the time. Continuously we judge, and that is ourselves. We judge ourselves even more than we judge anyone else. जो भी कार्य करते हैं, जो भी करते हैं, हम अपने आप को जजमेंट दे देते हैं. I am not that good. I didn't play that shot well enough. I didn't sing that well enough. I didn't write that book well, whatever article well enough. Or I'm not whatever. I'm not tall enough. I'm not anything. All kinds of labels and judgments हम अपने आप को भी दे देते हैं. And we lose out on the beauty of life, on the preciousness of each and every moment when we do that. Because जब भी judgment is like a barrier. It's a cloud between you and yourself. It's a cloud between you and the other person. And now we cannot see the reality. We are completely, our vision is colored by that judgment of ourselves. And जो है उसमें वो सही है, ठीक है. That feeling, that understanding doesn't happen. And we miss. So इससे वन मोर क्वेश्चन कि अगर हम जजमेंट करना छोड़ देते हैं अपने आप के लिए, what will your relationship with yourself be like if you don't judge yourself? मैं जैसा हूं ठीक हूं. If you don't judge that, what will your relationship with yourself be like? More and more beautiful, yes or no? Yes. More and more loving towards yourself, yes or no? More and more pleasant, more and more precious. Yeah, I'm fine the way I am. Also, your relationship with your friends, your boss, colleagues, your relatives. Agar hum, however, how I will talk in a minute. If we were able to suspend judging them, कि ये तो ऐसी ही है, ये तो ऐसी ही, ये तो वैसे ही है, this is all kinds of labels, वो अगर हम drop करें and we are able to interact with them directly without this layer of judging, what will your quality of your relationship with your friends, with your family be like? Better or worse? Definitely better. Definitely better. And you would enjoy that interaction more. So here's the thing. This is just a thought that came to me a few days back. And कि सपोजिंग एक जगह से दूसरी जगह कोई चल के जा रहा है, पॉइंट ए टू पॉइंट बी, एंड दे नीड टू बी देयर इन अ शॉर्ट टाइम, और आप देख रहे हैं उनको जा रहे हैं, स्लो है, दे आर वॉकिंग टू स्लोली in your judgment. As per your judgment, they are too slow. Are you able to hear me?
Yes. Now, yes.
Yes. Okay. No, so this person is walking from point A to point B. According to you, too slow. That is your judgment. So, supposing you found out afterwards that they were also trying to get as fast as they could from point A to point B, they were really, really doing their best. And also, let's say you found out that they had fractured their one foot just yesterday or something, and they have a plaster. If you found that out afterwards, would you be able to drop your judgment of them and think, oh, they're too slow, they're lazy? You will immediately drop your judgment, yes? Because आपको पता चल गया कि अरे यार, ये तो पूरी कोशिश कर रहे थे, लेकिन they are injured, अभी क्या करें? सो दैट वो इंजरी को लेकर, वो समझ को लेकर आप जजमेंट को ड्रॉप कर सकते हैं. यस और नो? इजी इमीडिएट. यूल से अरे ओके नो प्रॉब्लम, आप आराम से चलिए, टेक योर टाइम, इट्स ओके. You will drop judgment and you'll be okay with however they are, as they are, because you have understood that they were doing their best given their circumstances. So think of an example where somebody is doing something or saying something that you don't like, that you judge as foolish or silly or possessive, jealous, whatever it is. Think of some person or situation in your life where you have that judgment about this person, that this person is like this. Okay, now we're going to do one small thought experiment. थॉट एक्सपेरिमेंट ये है कि सपोजिंग यू had been born as that person with their set of their body, their brain, their mental makeup. If you were born with that, not only that, मान लो कि whatever circumstances of their life were, you also went through those same circumstances, your childhood, your school, your college, whatever, your relationships, jo bhi hai, whatever they went through, supposing you also went through that, do you think you would be just like them? Yes or no? If you had exactly the same mental makeup, the same genes, the same body, the same place of birth, the same parents, the same circumstances, just as they had, you would be exactly like that. You would also be exactly like that, because that is what has made up this person the way they are. So if you would have also been just like that, then where is the question of judging that person? Because given whatever they have been through, this is exactly just like that person who is walking had a fracture. This is a fracture that you cannot see. A fracture of their mental makeup, a fracture of their psyche, a fracture of their, their wholeness, whatever has fractured them in an invisible way. If you knew the exact details of everything that they went through, you would agree that, हाँ यार, ठीक है, and that they are okay, whatever they did, they are doing their best. They are doing their best given the circumstances of their life. So at any point, the realization, and just think about this, even though whatever it looks like to you, whatever anybody is saying, doing, being, thinking, living, acting, experiencing, is in that moment the best that they can possibly be. Is the best.
Sanjivji again buffering.
It's goodness. Wow. I don't know how to fix this yet. Okay. Better?
Yes.
Okay. Maybe, yeah. Maybe I'll pause my video for a few minutes. So they are giving their best. Anything that anybody is doing at any moment is by definition the best they can do, given जो भी उनकी हिस्ट्री आई है, जो भी उनकी परिस्थिति है, जो भी उस पल में उनका मनोवैज्ञानिक, मानसिक, शारीरिक जो भी परिस्थिति है, उस हिसाब से जो भी कर रहे हैं वो, that is the best they can do. So just like that person who is walking, we said, if you know somebody is doing their best, then you just release them from your judgment, isn't it? When you know it is the best they can do, no matter what it is, no matter how it is, this is the best they can do. So then the ability to release them from your judgment, from your prison that you created for them, उस prison से उनको रिहा करने का आपके लिए आसान हो जाता है. And this is true not only about others, it is especially true about ourselves. जब भी हम सोचते हैं कि अरे यार ये कैसे, मैंने ऐसा करना चाहिए था, वैसा करना चाहिए था, एंड इट्स ऑल इन द पास्ट एनीवे, वो जो भी है, इट was in that moment the best you could give. We are only doing our best. Everyone is doing their best in every moment of their life, given their particular set of circumstances, their nature, their life, their history. Given all of that, everyone, including you, are already doing your best. So in a world where everyone is doing their best, including you are doing your best. You're doing your best. Every moment you're doing your best. It may not be good enough, it may not be great enough according to some standards, but it is the best you can do because that's what you're doing. So, given that everyone in the world is doing and giving their best, can we drop this passing of sentences and verdicts? Can we simply let those go and just remind ourselves every time everybody says anything, you know what, this is the best I can do, this is the best they can do, and it has become so easy to just let them go, let that situation go, just let it go. This is their best. It's like a child, if a child is struggling with something that they're trying to do, and you see that they're doing the best, and they may succeed sometimes, they may fail sometimes, but what do you do when a child is struggling and doing their best? You just pick them up and give them a hug. So similarly, give 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 them a mental hug. You don't have to physically hug each and every person every minute, otherwise you won't be doing anything else in life except hugging people. But but mentally, emotionally, just embrace them and say, ठीक है, आपसे यही possible है इस पल में. Of course, the next pal, the next moment is a whole different game. Just like a child who is struggling to and not succeeding, you give them a hug and say, "Beta, ऐसे देखो, ऐसे करो, ऐसे हो जाएगा." So guiding or offering an advice or offering an answer, or just like I just gently told that person कि देखिए सब लोग बैठे हुए इतनी जोर जोर से बातें नहीं किया करते. So nothing says that just because we love and forgive, it doesn't mean that they cannot reach even higher, that they cannot go for even something better. And the next moment is available for them to recreate whatever is their highest next step. But when we put the thorns of judgment in their path, the stones, the thorns, and fling those at them, whether through comment or action or whatever, we are not allowing them to move to that next stage. So in fact, we are hurting what we want them to do something better. Instead, we are preventing them from doing something better. So yeah, all this is a great idea, but how do we put it into practice is always the always the challenge, always the question, right? But it begins with at least understanding. First step, understanding. Second step, agreeing. Third step, making a commitment to yourself that yes, this is how I will interact with myself and with people. So everyone willing to take that on? Yes. Okay, great. One more thing about judgment is also true, which is, let me see if I can keep the video on now. एक और बात है जजमेंट के बारे में जो सच है, और वो है कि it is always in the past. It is always something in the past. In the present moment, there is nothing to judge. The judgment happens in a future moment about a past moment. In the current moment where reality is simply happening, it is just what is. No labels. There are no labels on reality. There are no tags. There are no judgments on what is. It's just what it is. It's in the next moment that we look back at the previous moment and we judge. So the second, one more technique I'm offering you is to simply be in the here and the now. In the here and the now, there is no space for judgment. Just be present in the here and the now. And how to be present, of course, we all know about meditation, being with the breath, being in the now, using the breath as your reminder, and as your sort of your beacon. Your breath is your beacon to bring you back to your present moment. Every moment The moment you connect with your breath, you can bring yourself to the now. And in the now, there is nothing to judge. What is there to judge? It's just what it is. Everything is just what it is. Perfect the way it is, because it's exactly the way it is. Nothing to judge. There's no time to judge. There's no not possible in the present moment. Judgment is only possible about a past. Great. So, are we having this meeting or not?
Yes, Riya.
About
Shall we
Vrindavan?
put off the radio? I mean, the recording?
No, wait. I just want to close this point before we do that. So, and there's one more, which
There's
is
one
the,
question I have.
yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
So could you said about we judge ourselves a lot, correct? But then when we reflect, it's important also to reflect on your soul journey or whatever your whole day and what you do. So can you please explain the difference between reflecting and seeing how you could have done better and judgment?
Right.
Now, again, I think you put off your video.
Oh, okay, video off. Okay, so yeah, that's a very good question, and that's exactly what I was saying about, the child who is struggling to move forward and is making mistakes or whatever. Rather than judging, if you know that they're doing their best, you simply, give them a hug and you say, "Beta, this is how you do it," or "This is what I feel may work better," or whatever your particular understanding in that moment is. So similarly about ourselves, I mean, um, see, it's very simple. Let me take a example from music, because that's closest to my mind also. Is if somebody's not singing well, okay, a judgment says, "अरे यार तुम तो बहुत बेसुरे हो." It's an you are statement. It's an isness statement. Uh, it's not a reality. It's not a comment about what is. It's a judgment about the person. You are, tum besure ho. And now if you want to correct that sur and whatever, you already started with a judgment, and now it's a much more uphill task to get that person to hit the right note or whatever it is. But rather than you are tum besure ho, the reality is that that note is not correct. It's just what it is. It's just what it is. And you are free to just say that. Like I said to this person today, आप यहाँ पब्लिक हम वेटिंग रूम में बैठे हैं, आप इतनी जोर से बात ना करें तो अच्छा है. सो विदाउट सेइंग, कितने तुम यार देहाती आदमी हो यार, या वॉट एवर जजमेंट, illiterate or uncultured or whatever, those are judgments. So, and the same thing applies to ourselves. Who you are ultimately is the divine spark itself in this form, and ultimately divine, ultimately wonderful, ultimately perfect. So any label is inadequate and inaccurate. But without labels, simply reaching for more in this body, singing better, playing better tennis, or um writing a better article or whatever it is, that's perfectly acceptable. Not just acceptable, it's welcome. But when we do it without judgment, the chances of success of that increase by many factors. Multifold increase in chances of succeeding in that. Whereas if we are beating ourselves over the head with it, then energy is going to get spent doing that. So I think Jennifer G connection drop or something. But you guys could hear me, yes? Everyone else? Sanjay ji, सुनाई दे रहा था? Yes? Okay, great. Okay. So we'll just do a very brief meditation now. Just everyone close your eyes, aankhein band kariye, and just sit quietly, comfortably, and bring your attention to your breath. आपका ध्यान आपकी सांस पर केंद्रित करें. ये सांस को बदलना नहीं है किसी भी तरह से. जैसी नेचुरली आती है और जाती है वैसे आने दीजिए और जाने दीजिए. Just bring your attention to your breath. Notice that this breath in and itself has no labels, has no particular right or wrong, good, bad. It is just what it is. Whatever thoughts, feelings, sensations, perceptions, anything that comes to your mind, simply allow it to be and bring your attention back to your breath. This breath is your constant companion, which has been with you ever since the moment of birth and will always be with you as long as you're in this body. It is your friend and it is your signal which tells you your innermost state. When you are disturbed or angry, the breath gets disturbed. When you're surprised, any changes on the inside are immediately reflected in the breath. So becoming familiar with this breath, ये सांस आपको एक बहुत ही आसान रास्ता और तरीका दिखा रही है, जिसके ज़रिए आप आपका जो आंतरिक अवस्था है आपकी, उसको आप जान सकते हैं. And again, whatever that state is, it need not be judged. It is just what it is. Neither good nor bad, neither right nor wrong, just what it is. Whenever you find yourself judging yourself or judging others, bring your attention back to your breath to remind yourself of something so familiar, which is always in the now, which is always in the present moment. You cannot breathe in the past, you cannot breathe in the future, you can only breathe in the now. So bringing your attention to your breath is how you can bring yourself always into the now. And in that now, there is only this miraculous reality called consciousness. Only this miraculous divine presence showing up in all different forms, different names, different circumstances, but all ultimately just that. Also, if you find yourself judging, we don't have to judge that either. It is also just what it is. It is the reality of that moment, and you have the power and choice to drop it at any moment and move into a new reality that you would prefer to create. And the way is via the breath. Whatever the circumstances, come to the breath and go back out into the world in the direction and the intention that is your true intention and the direction in which you would like to move, rather than being thrown around at the effect of whatever the circumstances that is disturbing you. This focusing on the breath is one of the most ancient, simplest, most powerful meditation techniques. As you practice this, you will find judging slows down and drops away automatically. Wonderful. Slowly looking down, turning your head down, you may open your eyes slowly, come back to the here, the now, this beautiful place called life. Ready to drop judgment and embrace all that there is. Wonderful.
Thank you.
Great. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Great. Any questions or comments?
Can I make one comment?
Yes. Yes, please. Go ahead.
You said look down and open your
Yeah.
eyes and come to
Yes.
the now.
Yeah.
It was literally coming up from the celestial to the earth.
Earth. Yeah.
Thank you so much for such a lovely divine feeling of being right up above in the heaven with the
Right.
meditation. And
Wonderful.
if you could extend the meditation time anytime possible, I would be very happy. Thank you.
Right.
It was
Sure.
wonderful.
Sure. Wonderful. Great. Welcome. Yeah, we meet every Thursday, so everyone's
Thank you so
welcome
much. Thank you
to
so
come
much.
every Thursday. You're welcome.
Okay.
Great. Wonderful. Anyone else? हाँ प्रकाश जी अनम्यूट अनम्यूट करें म्यूट पे है प्रकाश जी म्यूट पे है या किसी और से बात करें पता नहीं यू कैन अनम्यूट
Sanjivji, I'm no longer the hostess because
Yes, Sanjivji. Yes, Sanjivji. Thank you so much for a wonderful session. I was in both the session DIL as well as this session, Open Door.
I know.
So
Wonderful.
yes,
Wonderful.
so it's grateful. I'm getting from energy from both the sides. Yes, so wonderful session.
Very good. Wonderful. So for those of you who are not aware of this announcement we made, okay, we can close
Sanjivji, मेरा
it.
recording stop कीजिए.
Yeah. Yeah. So for those of you